All right. So let's talk. What questions? What questions can I answer for you guys?
Well, we went over a lot earlier today.
Got a lot of juice.
Yeah, right.
What happened?
I said we got a lot of juice today.
Yeah, we did.
We got you earlier.
We sure did.
I'm all ran out of juice. I mean, we can talk about business ideas. Hey, let's talk about that.
Well, because of the fact that I'm recording this, and it's supposed to be more people. Mm-hmm. Supposed to be more people on here.
Right.
Who knows? It's 7:06. Maybe people they'll join join later.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. People, they trying to finish dinner and they gonna get up in there.
But so I guess let me start with you, Amari, since you're new to the business, right? What are some of the challenges that you're having?
I guess matching the deals with the buyers. That's my biggest thing right now. I guess it's getting everything set up, like getting my business set up. Not more so talking to the buyers, but just getting everything set up. Because now everything is like at full speed and it's coming at me. And it's really no time to waste. So I'm just trying to get everything together so it can be set up.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by getting everything set up? What
like CRM, like we were talking about earlier, like the CRM with my website. So I don't be having to worry about I'm here, there, and everywhere. I just have everything in one place. Like I'm so used to putting my emails, my buyers list got really large. I'm so sorry, y'all.
Order for Maria and can I get mail for Maria?
Well, you know what, Cory, for me, it's keeping up with all of the little finance things. I had no idea real estate was so expensive. And so for me, it's keeping up with all the fees, all of the dues, I turn around, it's like I gotta pay something else for this turn, I gotta pay something else for that. And I'm retired. I only work part-time, and then really I've only been working from home, running a nonprofit. So I would say that it is the money because on both ends it's kicking my tail, even like for the VA, but I felt like that's definitely money well spent. So I'm going to go down my list of things that I really don't need right now, like a couple of subscriptions. I'm just going to cancel them because, I want to keep that going. And he's been keeping in contact with me the whole entire time. So I'm going to send him a couple of new fresh lists in the morning to work on. But, I just gave him a list for trial period just to see how everything goes. He's been reporting back. So that has definitely been a blessing. So my thing is, I am just, and my other question was that Opsity, I still have that. And I don't know, should I get in touch with, realtor and tell them, listen, I'm with another agency, do I want to keep it? Remember, I was complaining about that in the beginning, but I still have it because I think they take, I forgot how much of a percentage they take of your deal when it goes to clothing, but it's a lot. It's like something like 30%.
You're talking about Opsity?
Yeah.
Where so it's like this. Well, let me start with there first and then I'll go back. With those services as a realtor, right? It's someone put it to me in a whole different perspective. Those referral services like the Redfin, Opsity, what's the other ones? Homelight, those services, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look, if I said to you right now, I said, hey Cynthia, I have a I got a lead for you, and you're gonna pay me a referral fee of 30%. Are you gonna turn it down?
No, I'm gonna take it, and you're absolutely right.
Right. So
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Yeah.
right. So when you look at it, when you're looking at it from that perspective, though
Yeah.
you've signed up with these referral services, they're taking 30%, but they're taking 30% of deals that you would have never had.
True.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not to mention, in many cases, in many cases, these are in higher price points, maybe
Yeah.
300, 400,000. So
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
so now if you're looking at it like, all right, well, if I'm gonna make $8,000 off of this, and they're gonna take 30% of that 8,000, 30% of 8,000 is what? If 10%, if 10,000 is 3, so now that's probably around, let's say, for for conversation purposes, let's say about $2,800, right? Out of $8,000 is going to take $2,800. You're still walking away with like $6,200. So now, if you're getting, let's say, two of those a month, now you're making 12.4 every month, not including your other marketing. 12.4 times 12 is what? That's a 6-figure income. You're on mute. You muted.
My dog was barking, so I
Oh.
put it on mute. Yeah, 28,800.
Right. So that's a 6-figure income just based off of that one strategy. Now you add your other 1, 2, or 3 strategies. Now what does your business look like?
It looks a whole lot better than it's looking right now.
Now here's the other part. Now that answers the fees that you're talking about that you're spending.
You're right. You're right. I didn't look at it from that standpoint.
But then also, but that's not to say, hey, I'm gonna make this money and I'm still spending the fees, because still look at what you're spending your money on, right? Like look at your budget. For instance, what are you spending right now? What are your services that you're using?
For the real estate side, or for the other side?
Well, we've had a conversation because learning how to work between and being the real estate professional. So between the two, now the first thing is you need to target who's your clientele.
Right.
What happened to Amari? Who's your targeted clientele?
Right. So I put in my system, and same with KW, Pikesville, Towson, Mount Washington, and those areas are pinpointing like around 3, maybe 350 and up.
Mm-hmm.
So those are, I think, really good price points. And I think I put in there Columbia and
real quick, when I say your target, right? Because we're talking about you being a real estate agent and also being an investor. So are you trying to, like, what are you working with retail buyers on the real estate side, on the agent side, or are you looking to work with both?
I'm looking to work with both.
Okay, so now the question becomes how to work around that, right?
Yeah.
What does that look like? Because the messaging for one is not going to be the same for the other.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think it's a cat in front of my house. That's why he's barking. So I'm sorry. I apologize.
Wait, Sean, what's happening, man? Wait, Sean. Okay, I guess he's just sitting there for a moment. But like I said, one of the main things you want to do is hold on, give me one second. Oh, there you go. So one of the main things you want to do is target, find out who you target, and find out what the messaging would be, because of the fact that, like I said, based off of that, the message to the retail buyer is not going to be the same message to the investor. You're on mute.
Yeah, you're right. I get it. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that would be one of the first things I would try to figure out, like who are targeting first.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wait, Sean. What is Wait Sean doing? Amari.
Yes,
All
I'm
right.
here.
Now, before you dropped off and left us, what challenges were you having? But we talking about CRMs, right?
We were talking about CRMs, and we were talking about like creating like just getting everything set up. So like when I put I used to put my emails in a Google Docs and copy and paste it. Then I gotta send it. Then sometimes with Google, you can't send over certain emails in the BCC. So now I'm switching over from doing that because that ain't working. That ain't professional no more. So now I gotta switch to a CRM and get like an email marketing campaign that can just it's like an automated system. So I'm learning to switch over that and just organize everything. And also like that's another thing, like what Miss Cynthia was saying. I'm now starting to look at my calculations. How much am I spending every month? Looking at, okay, this is what I gotta spend on what. Because some things is not necessary. My VA actually contacted me today. We're gonna talk tonight because she actually did get some leave today, so they want to start. So that's a good thing. The problem I was having before is just that there wasn't a lot of conversation between me and the VA, and that was the main thing for me, just not having those conversations with the VA. So it was just like, what to do now? So now I know that I gotta talk to her. So that's one thing that I'm gonna fix. But the main thing is just having everything come all together. Like just all in one. And like I said, we already paid for the website. It just I know things take time. So I just gotta go with the flow. And yeah, I'm sorry, I'm out of breath.
So I'm gonna tell you what I see, what challenges you're having right now. One of the challenges you're having right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the challenges that you're having right now is that you want everything right now. And that's one of the most frustrating things to be, or feelings. And I'm gonna tell you, you're not gonna have everything right now. And but here's the thing: the more you focus on trying to have everything right now, it becomes very frustrating, and your mind is gonna be like congested with all of these things of how can I get it right now. And that's why I told you before, focus on one thing at a time, right?
Yeah.
One thing at a time.
I just want the whole show.
It's not going to happen overnight.
No, I know, look, Mr. Cory, I know that. I just want, what I do want, I feel like on myself, I'm slacking. That's what I feel like. I feel like I know everything is not going to come, but I just feel like I know I may have to drop to other things that I'm doing out of wholesaling, but it's more so I feel like I'm not pushing myself to the limit that I need to be pushed to. Like when I got to this wholesaling business, I was like moving, and then now I'm in there. It's just like I feel everybody else on the outside might feel like it's going fast for me or going at a good pace for me, but I feel like it's not going at a good pace. And I don't know, it's just because that drive that I had in the beginning is just slowing down because I'm having burnout, because I can do that to myself. I can get burnout very easily. That's why I said I'm in therapy for that, because I like to push myself until I can't no more. So I'm learning to work on that. As long as I don't know that it's gonna take time, I just want to make sure that I'm not slacking in all areas, because I used to be that. I used to be in depression. So I get a little nervous and a little frustrated when I set a goal for myself and that goal is not done. So
Okay.
I get a little irritated.
Okay. Well, let me start by saying this.
Yes.
Stop with, I don't feel like I'm pushing myself enough. I don't feel like I'm doing enough. Right? Why? Because you've only been in the business for 3 months, right? And in 3 months, you've closed 6 deals. That is phenomenal.
Most definitely phenomenal. I've been in the business for 3 or 4 months. I've come close. I still have not been able to close that perfect deal, that deal. And it will take the wind out of your sails sometimes. That's why today was such a good day, because we got so much information, so much knowledge, and
Yeah.
it gives me inspiration. And I know it works because people all around me are doing it. So my thing is, I'm where I need to be. I'm surrounded with people who want to do the same things that I'm doing, and they're succeeding. So I know I'm in the right place. But I beat myself up like every other day. So I understand how you feel about that, because it's hard.
You can be your own worst enemy.
Yes.
In that sense. So I'm gonna say this again. Okay. And I want to keep harping on this, because you're just at the beginning of your journey.
Right.
So you've been in the business for only 3 months, and you've closed 6 deals.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. So don't tell me or anybody else that you're not pushing yourself hard enough, because you're gonna drive yourself crazy. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, in the conversations that we've had, every time I listen, you want it now.
Yeah.
Right? And that's natural, because that is a very common thing. You want it now. But the problem is, you have to reset your expectations, because if you don't, you're going to find yourself disappointed. You're going to find yourself burnout. You're going to find yourself like, that's not for me, or all of these different things that could happen because you didn't set yourself. I'm not saying don't be competitive, but but you're setting your expectations, right?
Too high.
So and I'm not gonna say too high, just readjust your expectations. So for instance, let me give you a for instance. You'll see a lot of, you can make $10,000 in 30 days and whatever, right? So now what happens is, you have these people coming into the business. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna make $10,000 in 30 days. I'm trying to make $10,000. Now, that's not a bad goal to have. It's not a bad thing, right? Couple things. Is it possible to make $10,000 in 30 days? Yes, it is. Is it probable? The probability is low, because not many people come into the business fresh out the gate making $10,000 in 30 days. So now every day this person is frustrated because they're not getting the traction that they need to make $10,000 in 30 days. Not to mention, they don't know the business. They don't know the first thing about the business. They don't know how to find a lead. They have an idea. They don't know all of the intricacies and things like that, right?
Right.
And what happens, many of these people that get into the business, because they had this very high expectation the probability of this. Then after 30 days, they're like, this thing don't work. This is some bull. They lied, blah, 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 right? But if you're like, you know what? I'm going to just, and I go back. I told you, play golf for the first time on Monday. Did I tell you guys that?
Oh, I didn't know it was your first time.
My first time. So let me tell you my experience. I'm on the course with one guy. He's in his 50s. He's been playing golf since he was 8. Another older guy who's been playing golf, I don't know how long. And then my man Brandon, who I came there with, he's been playing golf for a few years. I'm coming in. It's my first time on a golf course. Okay? And I'm expecting I'm going to hit the ball and I'm going to get a hole in one. I'm going to know how to swing. I'm going to do all of this. Right? I had this theory or this conception of how the game is played, but I've never played before. I've never been on an actual course before.
Wow.
But yet, I'm coming in there like, yeah, I'm a beat like this. Right? I'm going to tell you what Brandon told me. You know, I sit there, you know, I find life lessons in everything.
Yes, you do.
And Brandon told me, he's like, Cory, this is your first time here. Never played before. He said, all you need to do is concentrating on making contact with the ball. Right? Whatever. I'm still trying to bop, right? Right? Cory, keep your head down. Focus on the ball and concentrate on hitting the ball. Follow what I'm saying? Now, I'm trying to look up and see where I'm going, but I keep missing the ball.
I don't.
Right? So my point is saying this. My point in telling you this story, right? You're just coming in. Focus on the easiest thing first. You're making contact with the sellers, right? You're close the deal, working on closing. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of focusing on how your business should look, just focus on learning how to do the business. Understand what I'm saying? Like already you're like, I'm gonna do 50 deals in a month. That's great. Already.
Eventually, I want to get there.
Right. Already, I gotta set my business up like this and this and this, you know. But you're just learning the business. Right? Focus on how to do the business. Right? Like we discussed, your first deals that you've done have been JV deals. That's great. That's how I got started. Okay. Then that's only one part of the business that you have. But what happens when you have to control more deals? You got to go fish for your own deals. Right? Now you got to learn that part of the business. What happens when you have the deals and now you have to market to your buyers, or you have to know what your buyers are looking for?
Well, that's what I started doing. Like that's why after I got a certain amount of JVs, like I said, I still have 6 on the table. I said I'm gonna get my own, and I did exactly that. And I did 3. I just started my third one back today under contract.
Right. And I want you
I'm just taking at the time.
I want you to stay with that. But what I'm saying is you're trying to have the whole business up and operational like this big oil conglomerate already.
I feel you, because that was me
I'm
too.
scared.
Yeah.
I'm just scared. Like I know like I overthink a lot, Mr. Cory, and that's something I'm working on. I overthink myself.
Sagittarius. I understand.
I overthink myself, and my cousin, she, you're not the only one that said this. My cousin said the same thing. She said, "Mari, oh my God, you're gonna run yourself out."
Amari, wait, Sean, are you good over there? Hold up, take him off mute. You're on mute. Hey, are you good?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm good now, man. My computer was acting crazy.
Okay, I'm sorry, Amari. This is my man, Wei Sean. I don't know what was going on.
Hi, Wei Sean.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How you doing?
Well, I'm sorry, Amari. What were you saying?
No, I just said it's so funny. You said that my cousin be saying the same thing. She's like, "Amari, you're gonna run yourself out. It's gonna come together. Just stop worrying."
Right.
like she be like, "It's gonna come together. You're going around here acting crazy." I'm like, okay, like you're gonna get it.
Right. Just be easy. Right.
Yeah, that's what she said. Be easy on myself.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what I do. When I have all of these things and I'm like, I gotta get it now, I gotta get it. Because I overthink as well. You know, Sagittarius energy, that's what it is, right?
Yep.
So, but what I've learned to do is write it down. Structure those thoughts, right?
Yeah.
I know what I need, but I'm so frustrated because it's all right here. Write it down. And then once you start to write it down, then you'll see you can kind of map it out better, right? This is where I am. This is where I want to be. This is what I need, you know, X, Y, Z. And now start to check those things off or build around those things. But you have to do it one thing at a time.
Mm-hmm.
One thing at a time.
That's why I got like 15 notebooks, composition books, and diaries laying around my room because all I can do is write. Like if I can't get it.
So wait, Sean, just to let you know, you have 3 Sagittarians on the. Hold up. So look, hold up. Give me a second, right?
How many you got?
Hold up.
Let me see how many he got.
My red one is downstairs. Yes.
Okay,
I got a red one and a yellow one. Oh no, he's not pulling out another one.
He pulling out all of them.
I have two more. I have 2 more at my office.
It's so many. It be so
My
binder
Keller
too.
Williams one is downstairs. I know.
Hold up.
Got all of them.
And I can pull 2 more. So yeah, I understand.
I have them everywhere. It was so hard for me to bring my book bag outside the house. I was like, I'm not gonna bring it. I'm not gonna bring it. I'm not gonna bring it.
So
You Libra? Oh geez.
Oh Lord.
When's your birthday?
Them
When's your
Libras.
birthday?
Yeah, I just had a birthday on Friday.
Oh, happy
Why
birthday!
did I know this? Happy birthday. I didn't know this.
See, you follow me on Facebook, so I figured you would have called me. But
Wow.
So hold
There
up,
it
just to
is.
let you know, he has a twin brother named Wilbur. Where's Wilbur?
well, I think it was downstairs.
Oh.
That's one of the twins. Okay.
Look, fellas, happy birthday. I don't know if I missed it. My apologies. These are like
It's all good, man.
These are like, I don't know, my little brothers, my little nephews. I don't know what to call them, but
Make them take you to lunch.
I love those guys.
Make them take you to lunch.
Hey, man. Yeah, that sounds like a plan to me. You know, we got.
No. She said, y'all can take me to lunch, is what she said.
No, that's not what I said. That's not your birthday.
Right. Your birthday ain't till another couple months, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about right now, we're talking about challenges. What challenges are you on Will facing? Or what questions did you have any questions that you wanted to get answered?
All right, so I probably already know the answer to this one. So when you're trying to determine how much you let's say you know what the ARV is, right? And you're talking to the seller, and she gives you this price, but you wanna get it down to a certain price. How do you determine how much offer based off of what she offered? Like, do you go off of like the like how much the property sell for in the area? I mean, I know that plays into it, but how do you overall come to that decision?
Hold on, let me see if I understand your question. So you're talking to the seller, and the seller has a price in mind, and you're trying to figure out how to what are you trying to figure out from there?
Oh, like all right. So if the seller wanted to sell for this price, how would you determine if you would agree with her or you would ask for a different price?
Well, first, we talk about numbers, right? And now we have to go over the whole deal, right? Because what is the mortgage balance? What is the mortgage payment? What is the ARV? What are the rents in the area? How much work does it need? Right? How much are they behind?
Right.
How much they owe? How much they want?
Yeah.
Right.
What's the situation?
Right.
Right.
What's their motivation?
Exactly. So now we're answering those questions. Now we can figure out what it is we can offer, what deal structure that we can employ, right?
Right.
Because let's say for instance, the ARV is 300,000, right? And she wants, let's say 150,000. She owes 150,000, right?
Okay.
But she wants 30,000 in addition. Now you're at 180, right?
Right.
House needs about another, let's say $50,000, right? Because I said, hold up. What was it? I think the ARV was like 350. I said, right?
Yeah.
300.
Right?
300.
Right. All right. So let's say she wants another 30. Now you're at 180, and then there's like $30,000 worth of work that's needed.
Right.
So that puts your numbers at 210?
Yeah, 210. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, put your numbers at 210. Okay.
Right.
So now that put an $80,000 gross profit is how you would look at that. But you gotta pay, you gotta close on one end, got close on the other end. You have, on 6% on 300,000 is what?
Shooting stomach.
What?
You said 3%?
18. That's like 6. That's like 18,000.
Yeah.
Plus you have taxes. You have all. So now those numbers are tight. Okay.
Yeah.
We're not gonna wholesale that property, right? That wouldn't really make for a great wholesale deal.
No, because it's kind of tight. Like it's like your property is gonna be real low.
But look, maybe we can do a subject to. Maybe we can do a partnership with the seller. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
something like that.
In other words, something too, meaning, I agree to like rent out your property or something like that, like find you buyers and.
Well, here's the thing. It depends. If they need $30,000 now, I'm not doing a guaranteed rent. I'm gonna rent their property out because I'm not giving them $30,000 to rent to pay their mortgage every month.
Okay.
I mean, it's
So-
some other options, but I'm just saying, so to answer your question, you're asking, how can I get it down to my price? Now, remember, the first thing we deal with, we care. We're trying to solve a problem. We're not trying to get them down to my price. I'm trying to solve a problem.
Mm.
What is the issue? So based off
So-
of this, how can we
Right.
solve that problem?
Right.
Yeah.
And it might be something as, you know what, that just may not work based off of these numbers. Here's why. Let me show you why.
Mm.
And then offer them another strategy.
Yeah, I mean, but they gotta understand that,
Why it's not working.
right?
Right.
And like we said, hey, wait, Sean, let me ask you a question. I asked Cynthia and Amari this question earlier, right? Would your woman would she rather have you tell her that you love her, or she wants you to show her you love her?
Show her.
Right. So guess what? When you're speaking to your clients,
You gotta show them why it's not gonna work.
right?
Yeah.
I can tell you why. All day. Let me give you documentation to show you what the numbers are, to show you why I'm saying what I'm saying. I have proof. I have documentation. Understand what I'm saying? You got to show versus tell, and that's why it's great. That's why it's very important to do your research before you make those phone calls. I think Amari's asking a question. What's up?
Yeah. So I do have a question. So me and Raymond were sitting down, and he got some properties in Mexico, and I was just trying to understand like the repair side and the other side, I guess you say, of the business when it comes to being an investor and actually purchasing homes. And what I wasn't understanding clearly is about the numbers. So he was going to make at least, I think, 80,000 a month of all the properties, but he was going to put only 40,000 back into those properties to pay it off, which would take him 9 years or 18 years. I can't remember which one. But I wanted to know how would he benefit from that? Like, what is the benefit from that, doing that? Will it be less money? Is that why he brought those 10 properties together? Or
Well, one, I don't know what Raymond's strategy is with that. I don't know the numbers, so I really can't. I mean, that's just some of the numbers of what you're telling me. I don't know the structure of the whole deal. Unfortunately, I really couldn't answer that question. But
what about your strategy?
I mean,
Like, what about
mhm.
I was just saying, so, could you tell me about like a deal? Like, can you tell me the importance of if I want to go fix and flip like 3 properties and make them rental properties, right? Say if I want to do that, I take those 4 rental properties on that block, I fix them and flip them and rent them out. But of course, I use hard money. So what would I benefit from that? Like, what is the aftermath of that if I was to purchase the properties and rent them out and actually be getting monthly amounts of money coming in income? But I know I'll still be having to pay the lenders.
All right, so let me break it down. First, you would not fix and flip and rent it out. There's 2 separate strategies, right?
Okay.
Fix and flip is, I'm gonna purchase the home, I'm gonna rehab the home, and I'm gonna sell it.
Yeah.
So that's a BRRRR method, right?
No, that's not.
A BRRRR method?
No.
That's not a BRRRR method.
Right.
Okay.
Fix and flip. Just what I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'm gonna find the property, I'm gonna fix it up, and I'm gonna sell it, and I'm done.
Okay.
Right? The BRRRR method is dealing with buying and holding. The BRRRR method is, I'm gonna buy, I'm gonna repair, I'm gonna rent out, I'm gonna refinance, and I'm gonna repeat.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. Yeah,
So
I know those times. Yeah.
So here's how that would look. I'm gonna
Okay.
buy a property. the same way I would buy fix and flip. I would buy the property. I'm going to renovate the property. Instead of me selling the property, I'm going to find a tenant to rent this property. Now I have cash flow coming in. Okay. Now I have cash flow. I have cash flow coming in. Now I'm going to refinance to pull the equity out and get a lower interest rate or get a lower interest rate. So if I purchase the property with a hard money loan,
Right here. Mm-hmm.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to refinance out of that hard money loan so I can pull the money out and get a lower interest rate to get out of
That
that.
means you'll be making more money off the property, correct? That's the whole purpose where you refinancing it, right?
Yes and no. You're making a little more money, but you're not you're not going to take that money and you're going to go to Jamaica for the weekend. You're going to take that money and you're going to
reinvest
money to
reinvest. Yeah,
exactly.
That's the smart way.
Right.
That's the smart way.
and you're creating, and now you're creating cash flow. When you're talking about buying and holding is a long-term strategy that you're gonna over time accumulate properties and build cash flow.
Right. Passive cash flow.
Exactly. Passive income. Fixing and flipping is fixing and flipping, wholesaling, those strategies. That means that I'm getting cash now. I'm getting a lump sum of cash now, and I'm never dealing with the property after that.
Right.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense now. Because I was just like, I thought the bird and the fix going hand in hand, but now that I know that's not, and that understanding, so I want to create. So you'll just be having a low interest rate on the property.
Right. You're right.
Once you refinance.
Exactly. Well, right? Lower interest rate and longer terms as well.
Lower what?
Lower interest rate and longer terms.
Longer terms.
Right.
So after you do the math, say if you wanted to, after you do the math and everything, would you still make more even after you purchase it and do that cash to do the cash? Because my whole thing is I'm just trying to understand. Maybe I need to see it and like it written out because I'm more of a visual learner.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to see like the money, like the numbers. I like math. I need to actually see like what is the end result. I said, will I be getting more money when I do that?
No.
Like, will I be getting more cash flow when I do that? That's why a lot of people invest so they can have it in a bundle, or they do that to just have the assets and such.
But it's for different reasons, right? And I can go over those different reasons at a later time. People do it for cash flow. People do it because of the fact that it's for their retirement and it's just going back into their retirement. They're not looking for that money now. You are refinancing because you're going to increase your cash flow because of the fact that they're partying over there. Because
they are.
Because of the fact that you're going to increase your cash flow because of the fact that your interest rate has gone down and your terms have stretched out by you refinancing. You have longer terms. But
tax advantage too.
They also do it for tax advantages. Like I said, so many different reasons for that. We can have that discussion later. But
yeah, I gotta see the numbers.
Right. But buying and holding is not your quick cash. That's making money over time.
Yeah, right? I think that's what it's saying. Like buy and hold. You're not gonna be putting it right into action just like a fix and flip. But you'll go in there, do what you gotta do, and then sell it on the market. Right. That's different.
Right. If you're looking for money now, it's gonna be fix and flip, wholesale, things like that. If you're looking for passive income, you're talking about buy and hold, guaranteed rents, and things like lease options, subject to stuff like that.
Yeah, what is subject to? Like, can you speak on that a little bit? Because you mentioned that like 5 times today, and I was like, I don't know what subject to is.
Well, first, let me say this. Bryce, my man, what's happening? Yo, I'm
Hey, I was on mute. Yeah, I'm sorry for I was a little late. I just came from a show and I wanted to hop on here.
Look, you're fine. You know, we'll talk about you later. I need $1.
Yeah, you
Okay.
doing deals, man. You doing
Exactly.
deals.
You sell $1 million houses. I need $1.
I got you, Cory. I got you. We got to have some lunch tomorrow.
What? You gonna treat me to lunch?
I got you.
Oh, look.
Wait a minute, hold up. You did say that when I was in his presence.
Look. Feed the fat boy. He knows the rules. All right. So real quick, Amari, subject to is basically this, right? You're gonna have the seller. I'm gonna leave the loan in the seller's name. Okay. I'm gonna take over payments and I'm gonna go on the deed. You're on mute.
I was saying, oh, that's what the lady was talking about. Because she was like, because we are learning about, well, I'm starting to learn about Airbnb as well. And they was like, oh, I'm going to do subject to leasing.
I would not.
Well, not me personally, but she said she's going to do that.
I would not. And here's why. With
Why?
a subject to, right? You don't want to hold on to it. A subject to is not a long-term solution. Okay. And here's why. Because I can't control if they're gonna pay that mortgage for the next 5-10 years or whatever. Right? Not to mention, we don't know if they might have a judgment that comes against them in that time period. I want to get away from this as soon as possible. So either I'm gonna refinance, we can do a wraparound, or I'll created a deal where I'm gonna sell it and I can still profit.
Right.
Follow what I'm saying?
No, I am following what you're saying.
What's up, Bryce?
Could you explain subject to one more time?
So for instance, I had a conversation with Cynthia. Cynthia is the seller. Okay. Cynthia has a mortgage, and instead of us going to the traditional settlement where I'm just gonna buy, like you know how I'm gonna buy, Cynthia walks away and I have the property. Cynthia is gonna leave the mortgage. We're gonna leave the mortgage in her name. Okay. And I'm gonna be put on deed. On title. Okay. And
so basically you're just adding somebody on the deed.
Right. And I'm gonna take over the payments. I'm gonna make the payments.
Okay, that makes sense.
Short term. Yeah.
Right. Now here's another reason that this could work, or this would benefit. With FHA has the 90-day seasoning period. Right? So if you flip a home, you have to own this home for at least 90 days before you can sell it per FHA. So if someone has
is that before or after? Is that before you own the house or after you own the house?
After.
So it's going to take you 90 days to get it up, right? After renovations. And then they're saying it has to sit for another.
No. I'm gonna purchase the home today.
Yeah.
Day one. I'm gonna start renovation today.
Right. So my 90 days start that day?
Right.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right. So by the 91st day, we're ready.
Yeah, I can put on the market.
But here's the problem. Not the problem. Here's a situation. Let's say it's only gonna take me 45 days. Now I gotta wait another 45 days before I can sell it with FHA. But
pay that mortgage.
But with subject to, right? There's nothing, they still own the property. I don't have to worry about the seasoning period.
Yeah. And then it's like say my motivation is, because usually it's a motivational thing too. Like say, you know, I want out the house. I just can't handle it anymore. It's too much, but I want 50 grand.
Right. So let me tell you a scenario. So you know the house you went to Saturday, right?
18. Yes.
Cynthia, right? So
Yes.
I helped to negotiate that deal.
Yeah.
Okay. When I sat down with the seller, or walking around the house first, her children had left. It's just her.
Her husband rolled out.
Right. Well, she had a boyfriend. So
yeah, but she had a boyfriend.
She had the boyfriend's house, but she had her health wasn't the best, and she has this big house, and it's just her. She got to walk around it. Now she just had surgery, and she has this doctor. Who's that? Come on. Put your phone on mute.
Sorry about that. It's going crazy downstairs. I don't know what's going on.
I'll put you on mute. So her health wasn't that great. So she's walking around this big house and everything, and she just had surgery. So now she has this doctor bill, and she kept saying, she's like, I just want to pay the doctor bill. And we negotiated, okay, this is how much we can give you. The numbers were kind of tight to do an actual purchase. So we negotiated, okay, we'll give you this amount down, and we're going to fix up the property, put it on the market, and we're going to sell it. And you'll make your money here at this closing, right? Because the names have to go in the deed and all that stuff, right? And then you'll make the other part of the money when you sell it. Does that make sense? Bryce just disappeared.
Hey, Cory, I'm at your phone tomorrow, man.
All right. But does that make sense?
That makes sense, Cory. That makes sense. Okay. So when would that situation would occur, like how you just explained?
Right. It goes back to when we talked about like knowing your numbers and also the situation, right? And normally those things happen when like the deal is if you're looking at it from the numbers are tight, or even that's another way of using other people's money, having that financing is already in place. If the seller is agreeable to it and they're like, yeah, I'm willing to do that. And now I would say, make sure that you have a title company or a real estate attorney who understands those deal structures, because of the fact that a lot of title companies don't want to do subject to.
Okay.
So make sure, and they can make sure everything is structured the right way and make sure that you're set up, But
okay. So would that be, I don't want to confuse myself. Would that be a deed of assignment?
No.
It wouldn't? That's not, okay. Okay.
All right. So I think we've been here like an hour. Any more questions? More concerns?
You mentioned something else too that I forgot you said. I wanted to understand. Oh, I wanted to ask about creative financing, because you mentioned that earlier too. You talked about there are different creative ways to do a deal depending on it. So, for example, we got this deal that's about to go on, right? And the deal is basically there's 10 portfolios in this property. The cash flow is the net income is about 80,000.
Mhm.
They spend 13,000 in condominium fees, and they want $1.5 million for the portfolio.
That sounds like a Raymond deal.
Sound like a what?
It sounds like a Raymond deal.
Really?
Is that Ray? Is that a deal?
That's what me and my friend Trey, we trying to get it. We've been working on it for a little while now, trying to get it. But we was looking at the numbers and we was just like 1.5 million. That wouldn't make sense, because we did the numbers. It would be like a 5% cap. And I know some investors want to have it at an 8% to 9% cap. Am I wrong?
So it's like this, right? First, going back, when you're talking about creative financing,
Mm,
so many avenues we can go down with creative financing. Like
really?
that's a whole nother boom. Like I'm serious. We can talk about owner financing. We can talk about, creating a loan, but purchasing a property and getting a loan back from the seller. We can talk about if you're talking about multi-units and having the seller put money back. It's so many different. That's a whole nother conversation, right?
Mm.
So I don't want to like push your question to the side, but that's a very broad topic.
It's a huge topic. Huge
Yes,
buffet.
it is. Yes, yes. So
Gotta
it's
come
like,
to a real deal meeting.
Yeah, I want to come. I want to start coming. I got my notebook and pens all over here. Look, Cory, look, I got all mine.
Don't get me started.
I got more.
You don't want me pulling mine out.
I got more, y'all.
Don't
Crazy.
I got
Bryce,
plenty more.
hold up. Because I don't know if Bryce understands or not. When's your birthday, Bryce?
August 21st.
You don't understand.
He don't understand.
You don't understand.
I'm down.
Then
Sagittarians here. You don't understand.
I'm out this one.
It's all right.
I got some more over there somewhere.
I know. And I hold on to them. I don't throw them away.
Me too.
I'm like, it might be something that I wrote down.
I'm right. Be writing stuff everywhere. I'll be like, oh my God, it's in one of those books right there. Let me go back to it. Got a property right in there. Let me go back to that and follow up with that person. I keep all my books. But from the time Mr. Mark, my first time I got sticky notes. I got from the first time first time I actually went on there and I started learning the stuff and learning how to wholesale. I got all them books still. They was like, would you ever let somebody hold? I said, nope. Hey, mine. It's my book. I'm not never letting nobody hold this book. I love that book.
You know what? Right. I'm gonna say this. I just realized something. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this, right? And I'm gonna say this. I'm looking at Bryce and I'm looking at Amari, and I'm gonna have to say, like, I'm so fucking proud right now. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm recording this, so I'm gonna tell you why I'm so fucking proud right now. Bryce, my man Bryce, is 20 years old, and before he was this happened before your birthday, right? Or was it after your birthday?
Well, I settled on that property.
Yeah,
I settled on a couple properties before my birthday, like 2.
No, but this one particular property, was that before or after your birthday?
Right. It was supposed to be August 13th. So it was supposed to, but then we had to extend out to September 13th. So
no problem. No problem. So even before, at 19 years old, Bryce had $1 million deal as a newly licensed real estate agent, and closed on this deal when he was 20. So good job to you, my man.
Good job.
I want to make sure that we talk about it. All right?
Yes.
Wait, hold up.
I was telling somebody about you on my way.
That's a record.
Hold up.
That's a record right there.
I got another superstar that I'm gonna shout out because we also have Amari, who's 18 years old. Okay, paid $20 for a wholesale course. Took it upon herself at 18. Has been in the game for only 3 months. My man Bryce, are you listening to me, Cynthia?
Yes.
And has already closed 6 deals. So,
I'm in good company. Right. I am in good company.
Right.
That's good.
Right. So,
yes.
That's good, Amari.
And I am more than happy to continue to help you guys. And now let me be clear. Those successes had nothing to do with my tutelage or whatever, right? But at the same time, I want to make it clear that I am more than happy to continue to help you guys. If you have any questions, like I said, I just woke up this morning and I said I'm gonna have a pop-up Q&A session. Like I'm not doing anything later. Why not? Right? And
Right.
so, but at the same time, you guys have my phone number. Bryce sees me in the office and like, Cory, can I talk to you real quick? And we've had
we
a few conversations. Right?
Our conversations.
Right. I just met Amari the other day, and I think we were on the phone for like 45 minutes to an hour. I'm just like, this is the reason why Cynthia have a problem in getting in contact with me, because I'm on the phone with Amari and Bryce.
As long as I know it's her.
She complains. She's like, I can never, because you take a long time to call back. I'm like, I'm talking to Bryce and Amari. What you want me to do? No, I'm just playing. No, but
As long as it's Bryce and Amari.
no,
That's
but
fine.
I'm working better to become more, like things like this, make sure I'm being more efficient and, just try to help people a little more.
It's appreciated.
And I'll be doing more of these. I don't know how often, but
Yeah.
I'll do it pretty frequently.
Yeah. And between your interviews.
Yeah, look, I have other stuff. I'm telling you.
Between your interviews.
I just had a meeting today about a show that we're working on, and is a bunch of stuff is happening.
Yeah.
So
That's good stuff though. All good stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. Well, y'all include me in this group. Don't y'all be leaving me out.
But you're already matter of fact, I'll send you the Facebook link and everything for the group.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So-
Y'all continue to do great things.
Before I sign off, any other questions? Bailey, come here.
Uh-oh. Who we can rate me?
I'm surprised he hasn't come in here yet.
Oh,
Come here. This is my nephew, my great nephew, Bailey.
hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Bailey.
Hi,
How are
Bailey.
you?
Hi, Bailey. How you doing?
So I asked Bryce, and I always ask, what is your why? I didn't ask that to Amari, but at the same time, Amari gave me a big why today, right? Cynthia gave me her why before, but this is one of my whys, right?
I know that's right.
This is my
Yes.
my great nephew, my brother's grandchild, my niece's,
Wow.
and he's
That's awesome.
he's like glue to when it
Yeah. That's good stuff.
So that's part of like the legacy. So that's part of my why, just to let you guys know.
I get you. Yeah. So
All right.
yeah, Bryce, what's your why?
Don't
My
say
why
money.
is- I know. At first, I did say money, but I told Cory I want to build a legacy for myself, but he said it's a little deeper than that. So I feel like I'm still trying to figure out my why. But I do want to build a legacy and a name for myself as well. That's my why. But I feel like Cory said it is a little bit more deeper than that.
Yeah.
It has to be that thing that like,
Yeah.
like you hold you when you're down in the trenches and it's like things don't look that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're in the fight and you're in the ring and that one knee is down. You're like, they about to hit you with the uppercut, right?
Yeah.
You got hit him like a Hulk Hogan, like boom. Like that why, you remember? See, y'all too young, but Cynthia, you know what I'm talking about, right? And then, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That why is gonna bring you back like nothing. You can come out swinging.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
Rocky.
that's but you're young. I really can't say that because of Amari, but at the same time, you're young. And as you start to go through and you start to see things, your why, that why, that
Yeah, it
why
will come. Yeah,
But
yeah.
you're in a great environment. At the vet, that's the best start right there, your environment. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
Love
So,
Hey, so Miss,
huh?
so when we get started on the you know, getting the business stuff started, like when that's gonna start up, like that team.
Call me tomorrow. Look at she.
All right.
Spoken like a real sage.
Let me tell you, she's gonna be my boss. I'm gonna have to answer to her. I'm like,
Yes,
but
you are.
hold up, my name is on the door. Yeah, but okay.
Yeah.
I be calling Raymond every day. I be like, Raymond, so what we gonna do about this, Mr. Jesse? It ain't even started yet, and I be calling him. I be like, look, we gotta start planning for Mr. Jesse. We gotta be moving these 10 properties. What's the strategy? What we doing? What we doing?
We're call me tomorrow, and we gonna work some things out. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
I have 8 o'clock phone calls with my assistant every morning. Call me about 9. And I gotta get some cabinets. I got
I'm gonna write it down right in one of my books.
Right, call me.
Right there.
Call me
Not,
tomorrow at 9:30. 9:30.
Call
9:30
him.
a.m.
He likes those calls.
Yeah.
Right? If I call you at 5:30 a.m., Lord knows.
Oh, don't call me at 5:30. Look, I have somebody else that would do that.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I'm a
Thank you, guys.
9:30 a.m. sharp.
All right.
No, thank
Yep.
you.
I will talk to you guys later. Call me.
Thanks, Cory. I'll see Bryce and you in the office.
Okay, you'll be in the office tomorrow?
I'm trying to see what's on my calendar for class.
Well, it's fine. Whenever you're in here, we're in here. Cory and I are in
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see you
All right.
tomorrow, man.
Take care, guys. Be safe.
All right, you too. I'll see you tomorrow,
Thanks,
Cory.
Cory.
All right.
Bye.
All right, bye, guys.